Hey friends, Jessica here from Northern California. And if you are new to my channel, I am here documenting my breast cancer journey. Today I am here to talk about family and how lucky I am to have an amazing supportive family, not only my own, but my in-laws, my mother, father, sister, brother-in-law. And I hope that any of you going through this journey have the same lucky family that I do. I was diagnosed with stage 3B breast cancer in October of 2022. I was doing a self-check breast at home and I felt a mass on the outer part of my left breast. I showed my husband. He didn't really quite get too stressed. And my son had a baseball game that Sunday. So it was Friday night, I felt it. That Sunday, my mom and dad drove 3.5 hours to come out for my son's baseball game. And my mom could tell something was weird, I wasn't acting quite normal. And I was like, well, there's a mass that I can feel on the outer part of my breast. She felt it, didn't really think anything of it. I contacted my OBGYN and I was able to get an appointment with her on that following Thursday. So just a few days later. She felt it and she was like, ugh. As she was palpating, she felt a mass on my upper chest wall. And that is when she completely was like, you need to go and get a ultrasound and mammogram right away. I'm not here to talk totally about the details of everything. If you look in some of my previous videos, which I will link below, it goes into detail as of everything that happened in a whole and the progression everything went. Today I'm here just to really express my thankfulness for my family. When I was diagnosed by the radiologist who looked over my mammogram and ultrasound, my mom, who again lives 3.5 hours away, was out here helping with one of my young kids. At the time I was diagnosed, I had 4 and 6-year-old boys. One of them happened to have a cold. My husband was working. I was working full time. Daycare obviously won't take a sick kid. And so my mom was here watching the sick kiddo of ours. I was at the mammogram. The radiologist was like, I need to talk to you about something important. My husband was still working, making phone calls. And so I called him. He couldn't answer. I FaceTimed my mom. She answered. And I'm like, hey, you need to figure out something. The radiologist needs to talk to you guys because I can't process anything. So number one, my mom has literally been there from day one, rock star mother of mine. My husband, no matter what I have needed, has been there 100% of the time. He has been on board with every decision that the doctors have made, that I have made. I am so lucky to have married such a rock solid man because let me tell you, I just had a port flush and Zometa infusion. And I was talking to the nurse that accessed my port. And I was telling her how I, wasn't going forward with reconstruction. And she was like, just kind of surprised and asked why. And I said, well, I've already had kids. I fed my kids. I have a very supportive husband. There's not really a reason to have boobs. And she was like, you're lucky and you're in the minority. And I was kind of surprised by that. And she said a lot of women feel that they need breasts for their spouse to continue to make their spouse feel normal and whole. And it was I was kind of surprised by that, but at the same time I wasn't. My husband he sees me as who I am in my soul, not as maybe everyone else sees every other woman. I am beautiful to him no matter what it is. And I am blessed by that. My husband, I hope that most of you have spouses, significant others, whatever, like my husband is. because when I told him I didn't want to have reconstruction, he was fully on board. As long as I was happy, I was healthy, I was going to stay alive for our family. That is all he cared about. And he understands that we have had multiple scares since going through chemo and radiation. I've had multiple biopsies, and he understands that the less amount of stress that we need to go through as a family, which stems from me being stressed out, he is on board with, which I am so thankful for. The nurse actually told me that later on in their relationship that her husband kind of like joked with her, like, why did she end up getting reconstruction? And she told him she got it to make him happy. And he was like, I love you no matter what. Like, you don't need that. And she was like, if I had known that or felt that from him, that she probably wouldn't have moving forward with having reconstruction. And at the time she had implants done, and her implants are about 10 years old, and she has a slight leak in one of them. And so she is contemplating not having them replaced, actually having them removed and just having a flat chest, which as women, I think we feel being flat chested is maybe a turnoff to our significant others. But I think being here, being whole, being healthy, being sound-minded, grounded is more than enough for our partners. I know that my husband, it's definitely enough for him. He loves the fact that I can wear whatever I want, whenever I want. I'll grab one of his t-shirts and be like, haha, look at, I'm cute like you are. And we joke and just, we have fun and make life everything that we wish it could have been this whole time and never have had to stress about anything. Okay, so my mom, my husband, I've given them a lot of credit. My mother-in-law was a rock star through all of my treatment. Anytime I needed my husband to be off of work to come and help me with appointments, taking me to chemo, going with me to radiation, going to doctor's appointments, she would schedule him off and like legit help him be there for me. She came to me through multiple chemotherapy appointments, and we had so much fun going to lunch. We've bonded so much over this experience. My great-grandma, which is my husband's grandma, came to chemotherapy with me. We had so much fun laughing over that. My sister-in-law came with me. My sister came with me. My sister is a pharmacist, and she came with me not only to chemotherapy, but she looked over my labs at every single visit. She would consult and make sure that things were the way they should be. My kids were very concerned through all of this. And I need to do a video on my older son, Logan, because we have been working very close with a therapist going through the emotional state that he is going through after all of this craziness that a child has gone through that does not need to have a child go through. But this is life. This is real life. We are real people going through this as of right now. And he is in a good state of mind where we're at right now, but the last year has been very emotionally rough on him. And I truly believe it's because of the trauma that he saw his mom go through. Me being bald, me having multiple surgeries, me being very sickly, a lot of stuff that a normal child should not see their parent go through. Looking at the video now, like I have normal hair. I look like a normal, healthy person again. But looking at me as a whole, I am flat-chested. I don't wear prosthetics. I live life like I am the greatest day every day. And if someone doesn't like me because I don't have boobs or I don't have my prosthetics in, you don't need to be my friend. You don't need to be in my life. And I keep the negativity literally out of my life. And none of that is allowed. My dad and my father-in-law are rock stars. They don't love to see their sick daughter or daughter-in-law, but they were supportive through everything. My brother-in-law was amazing, cooking amazing food, taking my kids so that my husband and I could have a weekend together. So just really family support, you guys. I hope that you have that. If you don't, I hope you have friends that are supportive, people around you that are just like, hey, do you need some time? Do you need to be just you or feel like just you? Have a girls' day, have a spa day, do something that makes you feel good and just feel like, you know what, I've got this no matter what. Because there were times that I was scared that this was going to be a very scary ending. Not only for my husband, but for my kids, for my family, everyone involved. And we are on the path that, no, it's not a scary ending. At this point, we've got this. I'm done with treatments. I've had everything completed. I had a scar revision done in December. I am waiting for my next scar revision in hopefully the next coming few months. I have a lot of excess skin from the single bilateral surgeries that I had done. I had bilateral scar revision surgery, and the healing went well, but there's still a lot of scar tissue left and a lot of like fatty tissue that no matter how much I work out, no matter what I do, it will never go away. It's going to have to be removed surgically. So that's the next step. But my next videos are really going to focus on my older son, Logan. He is something I really do want to talk about because, again, he was 6 when I was diagnosed with cancer. He is now 9 years old. And he was at a very young, impressionable age when all of this went down. And he has a lot of emotional, possibly emotional, like big emotional trauma from this. I do want to show you my scar update and tell you kind of like where we're at. And then talking about, again, the Zometa infusion, which no one loves. No one wants to hear that they have to keep going through it because it sucks. It's a horrible infusion. But there's an update on that and where we're at with that. So for right now, that's kind of an update. I feel like this video is legit all over the place, which some of my videos have been everywhere, and some of my videos have been very focused on the topic. But today I just really want to be thankful for my family, my friends, everyone in my life that has been supportive through this insane journey that unfortunately most of you guys who are following get to join with me. So I hope you are all doing fabulous, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.